Hi, everybody. Claudia here from Fluffy Cow Coffee. As you know, we are the only coffee company in the nation who had the mission to support farm animal sanctuaries and everything related to farm animals. And today we do this by having our fundraisers every single week with a specific organization nationwide. And today we're with the lovely Vicki from Animal Assisted Happiness. Hi, Vicki.
Good morning. Thank you for supporting us and helping us to raise funds through your marvelous organization so
Oh,
that we can continue to create smiles for youth with need.
Thank you so much. Now, I want to let our fan base know, because I know your fan base is fully aware. But this is a farm animal adjacent organization that through farm animals or through animals helps children. So,
Correct.
and we love the idea of animals as therapeutic beings because of their empathy and their love and their compassion. So we wanted to help it support animal assisted happiness and Vicky's organization. We want to hear all about it. So Vicky, tell us all about animal assisted happiness.
I would love to. Thanks, Claudia. So, Animal Assisted Happiness is a 15-year-old nonprofit organization in the heart of the Silicon Valley. We have a beautiful 2.5-acre Animal Assisted Happiness Smile Farm, which is home to about 95 barnyard buddies, we call them.
Uh-huh.
Almost all of them are rescue. And our mission is to provide barnyard animal interactions for youth with need to create moments of joy and happiness.
Isn't
So,
that
both here at the Animal Assisted Happiness Smile Farm, and we take our barnyard buddies out on mobile barnyard buddy visits throughout the Silicon Valley. We have 318 partner organizations that we serve for youth with need. We go to schools, programs, and hospitals across the Silicon Valley and take mini goats, rabbits, guinea pigs, chickens, ducks, and guinea pigs and mini goats if the school or program or hospitals allow us to do so. We
awesome? Now,
provide,
now,
oh, go ahead.
now, does that list of animals that you just gave me, is that basically the list of the species at the farm?
No, we have, as I mentioned, thanks to the city of Sunnyvale, we have a 2.5-acre farm and we have three mini horses, a mini donkey, a couple alpaca, about, I think, 21 goats, both miniature goats as well as full size, four sheep at this point. They're all over here in the pen. We have rabbits, guinea pigs, chickens, a couple of aviaries, some ducks, and a sulcata tortoise.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so we have quite a menagerie of barnyard buddies. I'd love to share the story of Animal Assisted Happiness if that
Sure.
works for you.
You bet.
So I'm the co-founder, my husband and I are the co-founders. We started in our backyard because we shared our little miniature horse, Lollipop. And I think I can walk around the farm a little bit, but we shared our mini horse Lollipop with a little girl who was losing the battle with brain cancer.
Mm.
And so Lollipop went to see her and went into her house. For those of you that know horses, Lollipop is not a rescue. Lollipop was our family's miniature horse.
Mhm.
But for those of you that know horses, Lollipop went up the steps in a suburb of the Silicon Valley onto tarp in a living room and spent an hour and a half with Riley. Riley is our angel for animal assisted happiness, and that interaction is our inspiration for all that is animal assisted happiness today, with a vision of 1,000,000 smiles,
Mhm.
of which we have served 120,000 smiles at this point. You can see here's a couple of our mini pigs who are rescues. That's Gilligan and Gizmo. Here is our big mini pig girl, Juliana Pig. Oh, Ginger. Ginger's actually going to say hello. Can you see
I,
her on the screen?
I can't.
So that's
Wait.
Ginger.
Hi,
She's in.
Ginger.
Jen, do you want to say hi? Ginger. She says, no, I'm resting in the beautiful sunshine today.
It is
We also,
beautiful.
it's gorgeous in the Silicon Valley today. We have a pen of large goats and sheep, which is over here. We have a very whimsically created facility. One of our principals, as parents of 4 kids raised in the Silicon Valley, is 4 kids through animals. and we want kids to help create the Animal Assisted Happiness Smile Farm. So as you look around the Smile Farm, you can see all kinds of whimsical
Oh
homes
yeah, yeah.
for our barnyard buddies, and most of these were created by youth for youth. A lot of scout projects, both Eagle Scouts for girl Eagle Scouts as well as boy Eagle Scouts. Um, Lots of different homes for the different animals. We have one Sulcutta tortoise. So I'll share with you, this is Charlie's house. He's moving on to a bigger house now. He's a 16-year-old Sulcutta tortoise, growing up fast. So we're moving him on to a larger house. And then
How long do tortoises live?
Sulcutta tortoises could live to 60 to 75 years old.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. So this is our storyline, done by kids. So these are Girl Scouts that decided to help us do our storyline from our original journey in 2006 when Riley went to see, or Lollipop went to see Riley, all the way through to our 15-year celebration, which was a few months ago, where we were at 118,000 smiles, with 4,789 visits. We have an incredible volunteer group. We have 9,300 registered volunteers,
My
because
God.
as you can imagine, in the Silicon Valley, there aren't a lot of places like the Animal Assisted Happiness Smile Farm.
I've never
So,
heard of any place like that. As you know,
so
as we discussed, like the only other place like that I've heard of is the one in Austin.
yeah, yeah. So this is Guinea Pig Village. All of the houses for our guinea pigs, which are all female, so they can all come out to their playpen together.
Uh-huh.
But all of the houses were built by a Girl Scout, and then we enter into Rabbit Village, and each of our rabbits have their own very large hutch. The good news is we don't deal with snow in the Silicon Valley, so our rabbits can be out together all the time. These are a couple of the bunnies, Albert and Einstein, that are a few of the ones who live together, but most of our rabbits, although all the males are neutered, do live alone in their homes.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Now, Vicky, tell me a little bit about where the animals at the farm come from.
oh my goodness. So originally there are 4 here that came from our family, that are still with us 15 years later. Um, but since then, as you can imagine, um, people get chickens during the pandemic and then decide they can't really deal with them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where most of our hens, we don't have any roosters because that's against the law in Santa Clara County. No roosters are allowed, but we all know roosters not necessary. So all of our pullets have been um, given to us because I have chickens and they were great during the pandemic, but I can't keep them anymore because
Right.
I'm back to work and that's not fair to the hens. So this is Chicken Village.
Uh-huh.
And you can see all of the different coops for the chickens. Here's one of our volunteers hand feeding a couple of our hens right now. Um, but Chicken Village, all of the coops were made by youth for youth, and
Great.
the animals came from the local community. I can tell you that every spring we get tons of requests. Tons, I'm exaggerating, but it seems like tons of requests for rabbits. Can you please take our rabbits? Um, because everybody gets them in the spring and then discovers they're not quite what the family wanted. So we've even have,
Is that about Easter?
yes, it is. Don't get me started, Claudia. Yes, it is about Easter and springtime and getting my kid a baby rabbit and then discovering I don't want to clean litter boxes because my kid doesn't want to clean litter boxes.
Right.
So a lot of our rabbits have come from families that have decided it's more than they want.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes people don't even bother to ask. We've had rabbits just dropped over the fence.
Oh my God.
And then we have to figure out if it's a rabbit that will work as a therapy rabbit.
Right.
The good news for all of our animals is if we say yes to taking on an animal for animal assisted happiness, they're here with us for life.
Right.
So while we're not a sanctuary, we kind of are because we do keep them
Yeah.
forever. We
Sure.
if for some reason they don't work out. So this is Dewey, who is one of our little ducks. We have 3 ducks, a call duck named Dewey. Uh, um, what is her breed? I just blanked. Of Daisy, and then we have a Muscovy. Ginger. So, oh, Dewey's saying hello. Hi, Dewey.
Hi,
I
Joey.
know. Dewey is very talkative. Um, so, where did our ducks come from? I have always said no to ducks because I'm a mother of four and ducks are inherently messy. But I got a video from a little boy who had hand raised Precious Diana, the Muscovy that's currently broody in the house back there. Um, and he said he was leaving the country and could not take his duck with him.
Mm,
So he made me a video, and of course I caved, and now
mm,
we have three ducks. But
okay.
so that's where the ducks came from. The Sulcata tortoise was originally our son's. Volunteer took him for 13 years. That youth volunteer, of course, was no longer living in the home. And so her parents are like, can you please take him back? Because he really would be much more happy, much happier if he was at a farm interacting with people.
Yep.
The miniature horses, we rescued Hope, who was I don't know if surrendered or confiscated by the Peninsula Humane Society as part of a herd of 12 mini horses.
Mm,
We rescued her in 2009. She came to us with a baby by her side, which we did not take. She
mm.
found another home, and she was pregnant with Flicka.
Oh,
So we now have three miniature horses, Lollipop, Hope, and Flicka.
uh-huh.
And then our alpacas have a unique story because our alpacas came, each of them, Bada Bing and Dylan, came from alpaca ranches. You know, if alpacas don't have the right quality of fiber, then they don't want to keep them in their breeding program.
Oh, when
So
you say fiber, you're talking about their coat?
their coat, yeah. So alpacas don't have wool, alpacas have fiber.
Uh-huh.
And so we got Bada Bing and Dylan because their fiber quality was not going to keep them in their breeding. And so their option was, you know, come do something like us. So here's Dylan saying hello.
Hi,
So
Dylan.
that's Dylan. And you can see Bada Bing, the herd of mini horses and the mini donk, Jingle Bell, are eating breakfast right now.
Oh my God, I love
Uh,
bada bing.
so Dylan is the brown one and Bada Bing is the off-white one. And then Lollipop is the paint. She's the
Hmm.
little paint.
Hmm.
And this is Flicka. This is Flicka.
My friend
Flick,
Flicka.
my friend Flicka. You got to have one,
Hi,
Claudia.
Flicka.
And then this is Hope. So Hope was a rescue through the SPCA. She
Hmm.
came to us at approximately 4 years old and was pregnant with this little girl. Um,
Oh.
so Flicka's
Right,
now
so now,
15.
Vicky, I want to make something clear to
Yes,
people. Not only, I mean, even though you're not, quote, a sanctuary, you are essentially a sanctuary because the animals stay for their natural lives.
correct, correct.
And the animals are there living out their lives, and they're also doing a job, which is a therapeutic, they have a therapeutic purpose for children.
Correct.
Now, the one
So,
thing I want to make very clear is that what you are not is a petting zoo.
oh heck no. No, thank you, thank you, thank you. We are not a petting zoo. And I have a whole, you don't want to get me up on that
So
pedestal.
these animals are not put in situations that they don't want to be in.
Correct. Correct. Our barnyard buddies will go out on visits and or provide visits here at the Animal Assisted Happiness Smile Farm. And they get assessed after each mobile visit. If
Mhm.
they're not having a good day, they don't have to do it anymore.
Okay.
But literally, our barnyard buddies will sit and wait on a bed until the kids come to get them. So
Ah,
think about, if you look at some of our social media
yeah.
and you think about, you go to a school program or hospital and you have a bunch of beds, little, you know, animal beds, think of cat bed size. And we put our rabbits, guinea pigs, chickens on those beds, and the kids come to them
Mhm.
and the animals sit and wait for them.
Isn't that something?
So I want to share with you two of our original barnyard buddies
Mhm.
that came from our family, our daughter's 4-H project. This is Basil. Basil is 16 and a half years old. She will be 17 in April. She is a Nigerian dwarf dairy goat. And, oh, I got a good picture of her.
Hi, Basil.
She's
Yes.
a Nigerian dwarf dairy goat. She was my daughter's 4-H project. Life expectancy for Nigerian dwarfs is anywhere from 10 to 13 years old.
Hmm.
Basil will be 17 in April,
My God.
along with her triplet sister. So there's only two left of the triplets now, but this is her
Mhm.
triplet sister, S'mores.
S'mores. Okay. And
So
S'mores
S'mores
is
is
also
Basil.
17?
Yep, they're twins now because they lost one, but they originally were triplets.
Wow.
So those two are original founding animals, but all of these goats that you see here are not founding animals. They are animals we have rescued since we started Animal Assisted Happiness.
Uh-huh.
We have more Nigerian dwarfs. I don't know if you know that dairy goats, if a male dairy goat is born, there is no job for a male dairy goat, right?
Hmm.
Can't give you milk.
Right.
So their only job is meat, or often in dairy farms, they're just cold and left to the side.
Mm.
Now, I can show you a couple mini Nubians that we have that we got from a dairy farm that were cold and left to the side, and we bottle fed. They're in the large goat pen. But as you look around this pen, at least with the Nigerian dwarfs,
Hmm.
if they are a boy like Romeo here, Romeo didn't have another job. So Romeo's job became to be a therapy animal. Um, he was originally a 4-H goat, but
Hmm.
as a boy, there's no job for him.
Right.
So he had to do something else. So Romeo is an old boy as well. He is the most marvelous boy when he goes into hospitals and spends time with kids.
Hmm.
Um,
It's
Romeo,
amazing that hospitals let goats in.
well, some hospitals do. When I talk about hospitals, the one I'm mainly talking about is Saratoga Subacute Children's Hospital. It is a children's hospital for kids with acute conditions, and it's not. And we don't go to the big name children's hospitals because there's just too many requirements for them,
Yeah.
and we can't do that. But our Nigerian dwarf dairy goats and our pygmy goats, the pygmy goats all came from 4-Hers
Hmm.
who went off to college.
Okay.
So if a 4-H kid goes off to college, pygmy goats are for show and breeding.
Right.
You can have a pygmy goat beginning at age 5 in 4-H, and they're for show and breeding, never for meat. And they are happy to be with kids because that's been their whole life. So they're
Hmm.
ups. Our animal care manager is giving the goats a block of minerals, and they are in heaven, as you can see. Oops, the whole herd.
Fantastic.
Oh, the whole herd's coming over to get the mineral block. That mineral block will disappear soon, which is why we need this fundraiser to be able to buy more mineral blocks. Don't
There you
worry, none of them
go.
are starving. They
So
get
let,
they get plenty of food, vet care, and everything else. But when they get special treats like a mineral block, you can see the frenzy that happens.
yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. So, Vicky, talk a little bit. I know we have talked on our live streams with so many organizations, and what I've talked to you about in part is what we love so much at Fluffy Cow is the interconnectedness and mutual support system in the world of animal sanctuaries, and that's how you found us was through Rancho Robin
Right,
Rescue.
who's a partner of ours. We often get asked about, will we take this animal, and we may be full of that species, but we have a very strong relationship with Matt and Emily at Rancho Robin, and they're also in the greater Silicon Valley. So we can call them and say, we can't take this one, but can you, or do you
Vice
know
versa.
anybody that might?
And do they do the same to you?
Um, we often get called first, not for chickens. They sometimes, I think, if they can't, they might call us or see if I know somebody because of my
Mhm.
connections in the valley. But mostly it goes the other way. So
Do you feel like animal sanctuary is becoming more widely known? The fact of animal sanctuary, farm animal sanctuaries.
oh, absolutely. So,
I do
you
too.
know, in the spirit of full disclosure, I grew up in the sticks of Northern California, was a junior horseman, a 4-H'er. Now, I know your audience probably doesn't want to hear that, but I did a market animal as a kid.
Mhm.
Nowadays, I mean, I have 4 kids. Only my youngest did 4-H, and she would never do a market animal.
Right.
So, and that is why. Oh, by the way, we have a few of these. So Rose is was a market animal for 4-H. The 9-year-old said she couldn't follow through.
Uh-huh.
So
We,
Rose came here. So
we hear we
she
hear
is
that
a
a lot.
Bendigo. Yeah. The thing is that depending on where you are, animals are a source of meat. But not everybody supports that, and that's personal choice. But that doesn't mean that there's not a lot more things that animals can do.
Sure.
Rose here was an incredible learning opportunity for the 9-year-old that raised her. She
Mhm.
learned all kinds of things by raising Rose.
Mhm.
But if she had to make the decision to take her through market, she couldn't.
Mhm.
So we needed to find another place for Rose. So Rose came here, and she is a boar goat, and boar goats are market animals. They are raised for meat.
Right.
Um, the other ones in here, Banksy is a very similar story.
Mhm.
Banksy was raised in Bakersfield County by a little girl for 4-H.
Yep.
Banks, want to get on the camera? So this is Banks.
Hi, Banks.
And Banks was raised by a 4-H'er, and she also couldn't follow through.
Mhm.
Now, for Banks, he went through market. He got sold through market, and he somehow, I'm not saying how, he made it through the back gate and ended up coming here.
Mhm.
So I think yes, in the Silicon Valley, do people understand how much positiveness comes from animals? I can tell you, as a kid that grew up with animals, and then as a cancer survivor, and as a horse person myself, I know the power of animals.
Mhm.
But what I hope we're doing is the animals are the equalizer.
Mhm.
So when you have a youth with need interacting with a neurotypical volunteer, 63% of which are volunteers are 6th to 12th graders,
Mhm.
and the animal is the bridge, can you
Mhm.
imagine what that could do for the world?
Right.
Talk about inclusion,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Animals do not judge. They really just do not judge, do not care. They let you be who you are, and they give without asking for anything in return.
Yep. Yep. Now, Vicky, we have to talk about the fundraiser
Yes, please,
because
let's
we're
do.
we're at 23 minutes here.
Okay,
So
let's talk about the
we
fundraiser.
got to talk about why we're here. We're here, of course, to hear all about your fantastic organization, but we also want to talk about how we want to raise money for your fantastic organization. And that's through this fundraiser, where the whole thing about this fundraiser, it started Monday morning and it ends Sunday at midnight. And it's an online fundraiser where every single item sold on Fluffy Cow Coffee website, $2.50 for every item sold, is going to your amazing animal assisted happiness organization. So we got to get the word out. We got to get people, and also we got to make sure everybody understands the very key fact is our coffee's fantastic.
It is. I bought some.
It's wonderful coffee, and it's not. We're not just a like a great mission with crap coffee. We're a great mission with great coffee. And if you don't drink coffee, we have mugs, we have T-shirts, we have species specific swag. We got all kinds of things, and we just want to make sure that people buy over the course of the next 3.5 days, because it ends Sunday at midnight and it's Thursday afternoon. So we got 3.5 more days to get the word out and get people to buy. So I write you a big old check on Monday.
Yes, please. I can tell you that as much as I love animals and I love the vision of animals serving youth and creating or creating smiles for youth with needs, the opportunity leading a nonprofit is, if we do not fundraise, no margin, no mission.
Right.
So I am delighted to have found you through Rancho Roban Rescue. And we do need people to participate in buying your coffee and buying your other items. The holidays are coming up. I know my friends already got mugs and coffee with Fluffy Cow coffee and mugs. But we need more, because the more funds we can create through sales of things like Fluffy Cow Coffee, the more kids we can serve with our rescue barnyard buddies.
That's right. Now,
Yeah.
Vicki, give me an idea of, like, say we just did a really great job and we raised like $300 to $500 for animal assisted happiness. Like, what kind of impact would that have?
Well, I can tell you, as our animals are aging, our vet care costs are going up.
I bet.
So when we started as well as food costs, when we started animal assisted happiness, I think a bale of hay was probably 15, maybe $18.
Yeah.
Nowadays, a bale of hay is $32.
Oh, wow.
So anything you can do to help us to raise funds so that Chance here can have more hay and get the vet care he needs as he's aging, only helps us to be able to do more for the kids that we serve. There is such power in community, and animal assisted happiness is all about building community for kids with need through animals. But we can't do that without fundraising.
Right.
So really thankful that you're willing to partner with us.
Sure.
And help us do that. The product is great. The coffee mugs are absolutely darling. And I think, it's not a big lift to
Nope.
ask people to participate, get their holiday shopping started.
Yep.
And given that, help not only with giving gift to your friends, getting great coffee for your own household, but also creating more smiles for kids with need through our barnyard buddies.
That's right. That's right. And
Says
also,
Banksy.
hi,
Banksy
Banksy.
says so.
Hi, Banksy. And also, but we have to also mention how awesome our packaging is.
Your packaging is delightful, Claudia.
Isn't it so fun?
Is absolutely delightful. So it's what I call the rock in the wrapper. So the product inside the packaging, which is the reason people usually buy coffee, is terrific. But the packaging, the wrapper, the experience of buying yours, the knowing that it's going back to help nonprofits, especially nonprofits that take care of animals, and that it's a whimsical, delightfully designed packaging just makes it all the more better.
That's right. That is right, Vicki. All right. Now we're going to wrap this up because I think we're going to get thrown off of the live stream shortly because I don't think I've ever chatted for 30 minutes. But it's been lovely chatting with you. I really hope we just do such a great job and sell. Because I want to write you a big old check. I love everything you're doing. I love the animals. I love that you're helping youth, and it's all wonderful.
Thank you very much. And I hope I haven't messed up this camera angle the whole time. And you guys not only have gotten to see me and we could talk, but you could also meet some of our barnyard buddies so you can really understand the impact of your dollars.
And we also had a really nice tour of the place. I mean, that is talk about whimsical and fun.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
can't wait to go to Silicon Valley to come visit.
Yes, that's the goal. Well, here's Golden Gate Bridge, created by a Girl Scout for her Eagle Project, which is the home for our large goats at night.
Isn't that something? That is fantastic.
Yeah, she did a marvelous job. Her name is Lily.
Oh, my Lord. All right, Vicki. Well, you have a wonderful weekend, and we're going to get the word out. We're going to keep doing our job. You keep doing yours, and we'll hope to write you a big old check on Monday. And then, of course, this isn't the last you're going to hear from us. You'll be hearing from us again. We'll do this again.
Perfect. That sounds delightful.
All right. You have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you very much, Claudia. We appreciate your support more than you'll know. Okay. Thank you.